We are learning today how to punctuate direct speech in a story, so it's easy for the reader to know what is being spoken and what we're being told by the narrator. Our key words are character, narrator, direct speech, dialogue, talking, all of which mean the same thing: direct speech, dialogue and talking, and speech marks, which look a little like this. Hello. Here are our speech marks. Direct speech is the words that people, the characters in your story, actually say. So here's my character, a cat, and the word she's saying, I live to scratch your sofa. Here I have a little cat saying, my name is Sniffles. Now the problem with speech, you can't hold it in your hands, can you? Talking just disappears. In a story, I've got to trap the words that are spoken, or they could float away. So here's the first line of my story. My name is Sniffles. And you'll see the computer straight away, it made me put a capital letter in. And I suppose I'd better put a full stop at the end too. But because I don't want these words, which are spoken, which are speech, to float away, I need to put them in speech marks. One at the beginning, one at the end. Now the words are trapped. Here I have a dog saying, let's go for a walk. Now I'm not creating a cartoon, I'm writing a story, so I've written, let's go for a walk. There's three things I need to do to trap those words, to trap the dialogue, so it doesn't float away. First of all, like any sentence, it needs to begin with a capital letter. And like any sentence, I need some punctuation at the end. It could be a full stop, let's go for a walk, but I think he's shouting this, let's go for a walk. So I'll put an exclamation mark. But that's not going to stop this speech from floating away. So I'm going to trap it between two sets of speech marks. Here a little lamb is saying, do you like my new coat? Of course it's a sentence, so it needs to begin with a capital letter, and in this case it's a question, so of course it needs to end with a question mark. But because it's speech, because it's being spoken, I'm going to need to trap it between speech marks. Do you like my new coat? I've written a bit more of the story underneath. He was a very naughty cat. Try as he might, he couldn't stop scratching the sofa. You'll notice this part doesn't have speech marks because it's not being said. It's the narrator, the person telling the story, who's writing here. It's only the bits that the characters actually speak, that they actually say out loud, that I need to trap between these speech marks. Here's a different story. I've already started it just with some narration. It's the writer here. It was a cold day. Mr. Quackers was out for a stroll around the farm. And now we're going to have some speech. Why didn't I bring a scarf? So, I'm going to write, why didn't I bring a scarf? You'll have seen the computer was clever and it already gave me a capital letter, which I forgot. Of course, this is a question, so I'm going to end it with a question mark. But because this line is speaking, this line isn't speaking, this line is speaking, you know now that we need to trap those words between speech marks. Otherwise, they'll just float away. So I'm going to put speech marks at the beginning and speech marks at the end. It was a cold day. Mr. Quackers was out for a stroll around the farm. Why didn't I bring a scarf? So remember, trap the words that are spoken between speech marks. Begin speech with a capital letter. End with some punctuation. That could be an exclamation mark, or it could be a question mark or a full stop.